Imagine opening a bill for $4,800. Your hands are shaking. You're staring at a number that represents months of savings, or maybe debt you weren't planning on carrying. And then, with one phone call and one simple question, that number drops to $617. Not because of a payment plan, not because of some loophole only lawyers know about, because of a piece of paper the hospital was legally required to give you. They just never told you to ask for it. That is a real story. It happened to a real person earlier this year. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to do the same thing if you ever face a medical bill that makes your stomach drop. Let's talk about why medical billing in the United States is, to put it charitably, a complete disaster. The average American has essentially no idea what a medical procedure costs before they receive care, and shockingly little clarity even after. When you go in for a surgery, you're not handed a menu. You're not given a price list. You are handed a gown, wheeled into a room, and somewhere in the background, a team of billing coders is assigning numerical codes to everything that happens to you. The room you woke up in, the medication that dripped into your IV, the 45 minutes an anesthesiologist spent making sure you didn't feel anything. Every single one of those things has a code, and every single one of those codes has a price attached to it. Now here's the critical thing most people don't realize. Those codes are entered by human beings who are working quickly, handling dozens of patients, and operating within a system so complex that even experienced professionals make mistakes regularly. Studies have estimated that somewhere between 40 and 80% of medical bills contain at least one error. Let that sink in. If you flip a coin twice, the odds that your medical bill has a mistake are somewhere in that range, depending on which study you're looking at. And the mistakes almost never go in your favor. Most people never catch these errors. They receive a summary bill, a single page that says you owe this amount. They wince, they pay it, they move on. The itemized bill, the document that actually shows you every single charge line by line that exists. It's yours by right. But hospitals don't advertise it, they don't include it automatically, and they definitely don't put a little sticky note on your summary that says, hey, by the way, ask us for the detailed version and double check our math. Now let's get into exactly what happened with the person at the center of today's story, because the details here are really instructive. In January, they had outpatient gallbladder surgery. This is one of the most common elective surgeries performed in the country. A laparoscopic cholecystectomy, typically done in a few hours. Patient goes home the same day. Not a small procedure, but not unusual either. Hospitals do these constantly. A few weeks after the surgery, the bill arrived. The summary statement. The number at the bottom, $4,807. Now, depending on your insurance situation, your deductible, your out-of-pocket maximum, a number like that might be expected. Or it might feel completely out of nowhere. For this person, it was clearly a shock. But instead of just pulling out a credit card or calling to set up a payment plan, which, by the way, is exactly what the hospital's billing department is trained and incentivized to help you do, they did something different. Almost on a whim, they called the billing department and asked for something specific. They asked for the itemized statement, not the summary, the itemized bill, the full breakdown. When that document came through, they started reading it. And that's when things got interesting. The first thing they spotted, the recovery room was billed twice. 2 separate line items for recovery room usage on the same day, same surgery. Just a flat-out duplicate charge. This kind of error is more common than you'd think. In the chaos of entering codes for a procedure, a line item gets entered once, then entered again. Nobody catches it because nobody's looking. The hospital sends out the summary, the patient sees the total, and the double charge just quietly stays in there. The second error was more technical, but arguably even more significant. The anesthesia was coded at the wrong tier. Anesthesia billing is notoriously complex. It's based on factors like the type of procedure, the length of time, the complexity of the case, and the qualifications of the provider. There are different billing tiers, and they carry very different price tags. Somehow, in the coding of this particular surgery, the anesthesia ended up coded at a higher tier than was appropriate for an outpatient gallbladder removal. Not because anyone was necessarily trying to overcharge, just because someone picked the wrong code, or the system defaulted to something incorrect, and again, nobody caught it. So now they have 2 documented errors on the itemized bill. They call back the billing department, point out both issues specifically, not vaguely, not emotionally, just factually. This charge appears twice, and this code doesn't match the procedure I had. The billing department reviews it, confirms the errors, and corrects them. But here's where the story goes from good to genuinely remarkable. While they were on the phone with billing, going through this process, something came up in the conversation. Or maybe they asked the right follow-up question about financial assistance. And the billing rep mentioned, almost in passing, that the hospital had a financial assistance program. A financial assistance program that was nowhere on the bill they received. Not mentioned in the paperwork they were handed at the hospital, not on the hospital's homepage, just sort of existing quietly in the background, available to patients who happen to ask, or who happen to be talking to the right person at the right time. They filled out the form, they qualified, and with the combination of the corrected billing errors and the financial assistance, the final amount owed dropped from $4,807 to $617. $4,190. Gone. Not negotiated away, not written off out of the hospital's generosity. Recovered. Because someone asked the right questions and didn't just accept the first number they were handed. Now let's turn this into something actionable, because this story is only useful if you know what to do with it. First thing, anytime you receive a medical bill, for anything, a surgery, an ER visit, a specialist appointment, call the billing department and request the itemized statement before you pay a single dollar, not the summary. The itemized statement. You are legally entitled to this document. The hospital cannot refuse to provide it. When you get it, go through it line by line. You don't need a medical degree to spot a duplicate charge. You don't need to understand every code to notice that something appears twice, or that a date seems wrong, or that you're being charged for a service you don't remember receiving. Flag anything that looks off and call to ask about it specifically. Second thing, ask about financial assistance programs. Do this at every hospital, every time. These programs go by different names. Charity care, financial assistance, sliding scale programs, but many hospitals, particularly nonprofit hospitals, are legally required to have them as a condition of their tax-exempt status. They are not required to tell you about them proactively, so you have to ask. The question is simple. Does this hospital have a financial assistance or charity care program, and can you tell me how to apply? That's it. Ask that question before you set up a payment plan, before you put anything on a credit card, before you do anything else. Third thing, if you find errors or you're facing a bill that seems incorrect or unmanageable, don't be confrontational, but don't be passive either. Be specific, be factual, write things down, get names. If the billing department can't resolve something, ask to speak with a patient advocate. Most hospitals have them. If you're still hitting walls, your state's insurance commissioner or a nonprofit medical billing advocate can help you navigate the process. And here's the broader mindset shift this story should prompt. Medical bills are not final. They are not handed down from some authority that cannot be questioned. They are documents produced by humans, entered into systems by humans, and they contain errors at a staggering rate. Treating a medical bill like a parking ticket, something you just pay because the number, is costing American patients billions of dollars every single year. You have more power in this process than you've probably been led to believe. The itemized bill is your tool. Financial assistance programs are your tool. Asking questions, politely, persistently, specifically, is your tool. If you've ever received a medical bill that surprised you, do not pay it before you've done these steps. Request the itemized statement today. Make the call. Ask about financial assistance. You might not drop your bill by $4,000, but you might. And even a few $100s recovered is worth one phone call. If this kind of story is useful to you, real situations, real numbers, actionable steps you can take to protect your money, then subscribe so you don't miss the next one. New videos go up regularly, and every single one is built around the same idea. The financial system is complicated, but you don't have to be powerless inside it.